Right now, as you're watching this, there is a woman in your life who has been practically begging you to understand that she is not interested. And you haven't caught a single one of her signals. Not one. She's been doing it for weeks, maybe even months. And somehow you're still texting her good morning with a smiley face. What I'm about to tell you might sting a little, but it's going to save you months, possibly years, of wasted energy. Here's something that might surprise you. A study published in the journal Psychological Science found that men overestimate women's romantic interest in them, roughly 67% of the time. Let that number sit with you for a second. 2 out of every 3 times a man thinks a woman is into him, he's wrong. And it's not because men are foolish. It's because women don't reject the same way men do. We don't usually walk up to you and say, "Hey, I'm not attracted to you. Please stop trying." That would be efficient, sure, but that's not how most of us operate. Instead, we send signals, consistent, clear, repeating signals. And the tragedy is that most men are never taught how to read them. I'm going to be brutally honest with you today, because I genuinely believe someone needs to be. As a woman, I've done some of these things myself. I've watched my friends do them. I've sat at brunch tables where we've openly discussed the exact behaviors I'm about to break down for you. So this isn't theory. This isn't guesswork. This is coming straight from the source. And here's why you need to pay close attention, because sign number 5 is the one that fools almost every man alive. It looks and feels exactly like interest, but it's actually the clearest rejection she'll ever give you. I'll explain exactly why when we get there. But before that, I need you to understand something critical. Recognizing these signs isn't about feeling defeated. It's about reclaiming your time, your dignity, and your focus. Because the moment you stop chasing a woman who isn't interested, you become 10 times more attractive to the women who actually are. That's not motivational fluff. That's documented psychology. So let's get into it. Her replies could fit on a fortune cookie. If a woman is genuinely interested in you, her texts will have substance. She'll ask follow-up questions. She'll reference things you said 3 conversations ago. She'll send you something random during the day because it reminded her of you. That's what interest looks like in the digital age. Now contrast that with what disinterest looks like. You send her a paragraph. She sends back, LOL. You ask her about her weekend. She says, it was good. You try to keep the conversation alive with a funny story, and she hits you with the devastating, soul-crushing, ha 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 nice. If her replies consistently look like she's being charged per character, that's not her being mysterious. That's not her playing hard to get. That's her hoping you'll eventually read the room and stop. A study from the University of Texas found that when people are genuinely engaged in a conversation, their response length mirrors or exceeds the other person's. When they're disengaged, responses shrink dramatically. She's not busy. She's not bad at texting. Her thumbs work fine. She's writing essays in her group chat right now. Those short replies are a choice, and that choice is telling you everything. She introduces you like you're a coworker she barely knows. Pay very close attention to how a woman introduces you to her friends, her family, or even strangers. This is one of the most overlooked signals in the entire playbook. When a woman is interested in a man, she positions him with warmth. There's a softness in her voice. She might say your name and then glance at you with a little smile, almost like she's presenting something she's proud of. But when she's not interested, you become my friend, with a very specific emphasis on the word friend. Or worse, this is Jake, we know each other from work, said with the same enthusiasm as someone reading a terms and conditions page. I once watched a friend introduce a guy who'd been pursuing her for 3 months as, "Oh yeah, this is Dave, he's around." That man's name was not Dave, by the way. She couldn't even remember it accurately. That's the level of mental filing cabinet you're in when a woman isn't interested. You're not in the favorites folder. You're in the recycling bin, and it gets emptied every 30 days. She brings up other men, casually and constantly. This one is so deliberate it should come with a neon sign. When a woman is attracted to you, the last thing she wants is for you to think she's interested in someone else. She will actually go out of her way to avoid mentioning other men because she doesn't want to create competition anxiety or push you away. But when she's not into you, she'll talk about other guys with zero hesitation. "Oh my God, my coworker Jake is so funny. This guy at the gym was so cute today. My ex just texted me. Isn't that crazy?" She's not telling you this because she's comfortable around you in a romantic way. She's telling you this because in her mind, you are in the same category as her girlfriends. You are a sounding board, not a prospect. And here's the part that really gets men confused. Sometimes she'll even ask for your advice about these other guys. That's not her testing you. That's not some reverse psychology move. She genuinely sees you as a neutral, non-romantic advisor. And that distinction matters enormously. She's a ghost when you suggest plans, but a celebrity on social media. You ask her to grab coffee on Saturday. She says she's swamped. She's got so much going on. This week is insane. Maybe next week. Then you open Instagram and she's at a rooftop bar with her friends, posting stories every 45 minutes with the energy of someone who just won the lottery. Listen, everyone is busy. Life is demanding. But here's an undeniable truth about human behavior. We make time for what matters to us. Research from the American Sociological Review confirms that people consistently prioritize activities and relationships that align with their emotional investments. When a woman wants to see you, she will rearrange her schedule. She'll cancel other things. She'll suggest alternative dates if the original one doesn't work. What she will not do is repeatedly rain check you, while simultaneously proving she has free time for literally everything else on the planet. And this is where I need you to be honest with yourself. If you've asked her to hang out more than 3 times, and every single time there's an excuse with no counteroffer, she is not busy. She is unavailable, specifically to you. There's a significant difference. And recognizing it will save you from becoming that guy who keeps asking and keeps getting the same polite deflection wrapped in a bow. She's warm, she's friendly, and she's absolutely not interested. I told you this one would be tricky, and here's why. Some women are naturally warm. They smile a lot. They're great conversationalists. They laugh at things that are funny, and they're kind to people around them. And men, good, well-meaning men, constantly mistake this warmth for romantic interest. Here's how to tell the difference. A woman who is romantically interested doesn't just give you warmth. She gives you exclusivity. She treats you differently than she treats everyone else. There's a shift in her voice when she talks to you. She holds eye contact a beat longer. She finds excuses to be physically closer to you, not further away. Dr. Monica Moore from Webster University conducted a study on female courtship signals and found that interested women display an average of 35 distinct nonverbal cues within the first hour of interaction with a man they're attracted to. 35. That's not subtle. So, if she treats you the exact same way she treats the barista, her Uber driver, and her friend's boyfriend, that warmth is not a signal meant for you. That's just her personality. And confusing her personality with attraction is one of the most common and most painful mistakes men make. It doesn't mean she's leading you on. It means you're reading a language you haven't learned yet. But now you know. She never shows up alone. You suggest meeting up, and she says yes. But she brings her friend every single time. This is not a coincidence. This is a strategic, deliberate buffer. When a woman is interested in a man, she wants one-on-one time. She wants the intimacy of a private conversation. She wants to see how the two of you function without an audience. But when she's not interested, being alone with you creates a problem. It sends the wrong message. It creates an atmosphere she doesn't want. So she brings reinforcements. Her best friend, her roommate, her cousin who happens to be in the area. I had a friend who once brought her dog to a coffee meetup with a guy she wasn't into, and when the dog wasn't available, she rescheduled. That's the level of avoidance we're talking about. The consistent presence of a third party is not her wanting you to bond with her social circle. It's a wall. a very polite, very intentional wall. She flat out tells you, but she wraps it in cotton. This is the one that might frustrate you, and honestly, I understand why. Women will sometimes say things that are direct rejections, but they're packaged so gently that they don't register as rejections at all. You're such a great guy, you're going to make someone so happy. That's a rejection. I'm really not looking for anything right now. That's a rejection, with you specifically. I think we're better as friends. That is the most direct rejection in the female vocabulary. And somehow men hear it and think, she just needs more time. Here's the uncomfortable reality. According to communication researchers at the University of Michigan, women are socialized from a young age to soften negative messages, to avoid confrontation and preserve social harmony. That means even when a woman is being as direct as her conditioning allows, it still sounds gentle enough for men to misinterpret. But the words are there. The meaning is there. And if you listen without your ego in the way, you'll hear it clearly. She's not confused about how she feels. She's not waiting for you to prove yourself. She's told you. She just told you in a language that prioritizes your feelings. And ironically, that kindness is the very thing that keeps you stuck. So here's where we are. You now have 7 crystal clear signals that a woman is giving you when she's not interested. And I want you to understand something. None of these signals make her a bad person. She's not cruel. She's not manipulative. She's doing what most people do when they don't want to hurt someone. She's communicating indirectly and hoping you'll understand. Your job is not to convince her. Your job is not to try harder or send a longer text or plan a more elaborate date. Your job is to respect the signal, protect your energy, and redirect your attention towards someone who actually reciprocates it. That single shift in behavior will change your entire dating life more than any pickup line or strategy ever could. And here's the thing, most channels won't tell you. Recognizing disinterest is only half the equation. The other half, the half that actually transforms everything, is understanding what makes a woman genuinely desire you, even when she wasn't initially interested. Because yes, that's a real thing, and it's rooted in psychology, not tricks. Actually, I made an entire video about exactly that. It's called How to Make a Woman Desire You, Even If She's Not Interested. And it breaks down the specific psychological triggers that shift a woman's perception of a man from not my type to I can't stop thinking about him. If you just watch this entire video and you're serious about understanding how women actually think, that video is the necessary other half of this conversation. It's on screen right now. Click it. Because knowing what pushes a woman away is useful, but knowing what pulls her in, that's power.